All right, so we're on the last, we're on chapter 35, An Age of Anxiety. We're on the last heading, which is challenges to the liberal order. We're on the last subheading, which is German National Socialism. I'm going to break up this section into two parts. First one, Nazis coming into power, and then the racial stuff in another video. So last video, we talked about how fascism was rising and that there was someone who's going to be really inspired and surpass Benito Mussolini, and that's going to be Adolf Hitler. For purposes of this class, Adolf Hitler is a former soldier who's really disillusioned by the end of the war. He's going to believe in a lot of conspiracy theories, and he's going to really be a very passionate speaker. And so, not always thought of as the smartest man, but someone who's very charismatic and to draw people and can get things done. His party that he's going to really gravitate towards is called the National Socialist German Workers' Party, or otherwise known as the Nazis. It's important to note that it says socialist, but it's not really socialist. It's this new thing called fascism. The socialist part comes into the idea that capitalism was failing the people and that democracy was failing the people. So we needed an alternative, and that alternative is going to be fascism. So, in fact, he's going to believe that, like Mussolini, he's going to be against the real socialists and communists. He's going to have, like Mussolini, he's going to have his own group of kind of like a personal militia, which is going to be willing to do dirty work for him and to beat up communists or anybody else he wants. As after Mussolini marches on Rome, Hitler is very inspired, so he gets his very loyal militia members together to try to march on the capital and take power, and he gets thrown in jail. So in jail, he's treated very leniently, and so which kind of lets you know how he already kind of had a little bit of the ears of some people. And he's going to write this autobiography called Mein Kampf, or My Struggle, while he's in jail. And he's really going to put together these kind of conspiracy theories, and he's going to put the blame on everyone but the Germans. And even though, and people are going to make a lot of excuses for him. I mean, he's always going to be kind of out there. But the thing is he is tapping into some real complaints. Germans were very upset at the war guilt clause and the reparation payments, huge payments they're having to make at the detriment of their own country. They were really frustrated. In many ways, they were frustrated with democracy. They had a parliament system, not like the two-party system we have in the United States. So the way a parliamentary system works out is you say that you call a vote for no confidence, there's an election. And in many European countries, like Germany at the time, there's a lot of different political parties. So you have the election, you count up how many votes each party gets. And if one party gets the majority, awesome, they're in charge. Doesn't normally happen. Normally what happens is they have to create a consensus. And so what happens is all the different groups get all these votes. They create some sort of coalition of these different parties to get at least 50% of get 51% of the vote. When they do, then they're the government which gets to take power. So that's a lot of consensus, and it wasn't working in many ways in Germany at that time. The other thing was the anti-Semitism, which Hitler was very passionate about. That were people, and not just Hitler in Germany, but anti-Semitism had been really percolating since the 1800s in large ways. So Hitler's out of jail, more popular than ever. During one of the series of elections, the Nazis become the single largest party in parliament, but like I said, never gets the majority. They do, but they do form a coalition government. As part of that coalition government is to force the president to make Hitler chancellor. And so, again, once he had done this, militarily it hadn't worked to take it over. So he goes through the political apparatus of the time. And once he's in power, he puts together the stuff he had kind of talked about. He suppresses all opposition against him. He makes the Nazis the only official legal party of the country. He destroys unions whenever he can to try to increase efficiency. He is going to purge civil servants, judges. The big thing is, are you loyal to Hitler? Are you loyal to the Nazis? That's what Hitler's concerned about. And there is some success that comes from doing that. There is some economic success that initially starts coming, but of course the question is at what cost? Not only at what cost at this moment, but as we're about to see, things are about to get absolutely horrible.